Look, I used to be the dude that was like, oh, iPhones are whack, nobody smart uses an iPhone. Talking all that shit, right? But yeah, here I am using an iPhone. So I want to put the record straight out there real quick before y'all get in my ass and light me up. I still feel like I prefer Galaxies because, you know, a fold's a fold. You can't beat that. But I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like, I feel like I low-key switched to the iPhone. At least until I get a new car. Like, I'll explain that later in the video. So I put up my unboxing video October 28, 2021, so I have to have got my iPhone sometime around then. I'm just trying to see if it's worth it with the iPhone 15s that's finna come out. And at the same time, again, like, I'm not doing the full review, even though I never did a full review, so I mean, you're gonna have to find something else on YouTube. This is me trying to tell y'all if it's worth it or not these days. But yeah, bro, check this out. So this is my standard iPhone 13 here, and just looking at it, I mean, like, I guess it look alright. Like, maybe I just got used to it or something like that, but it don't really even look like all that to me. The pink is busting though, I gotta say. I even got a pink hoodie to match it now. You know why an employee deadass asked me why I'm using a pink phone? Why you still at this point in your life serving me McFlurry or a McDonald's drive-thru window? I guess we both got issues we need to solve on, right? Now, but for real though, you know Apple got their whole thing here with the design and the build quality and all that. Like, you can't mistake this for an iPhone, especially with the notch and all that in the front. And like the build quality, like Apple really never been lacking on the build quality unless you want to count like, what was that, the iPhone 6 or something like that, the Bengay stuff. Besides that, this thing is solid for sure and even feel decent. Anyway, first thing I gotta talk about, the camera. Yeah, about that. So the camera, alright, I guess, but at the same time, it ain't a Galaxy. So I'm probably spoiled by my S22. I'm recording on the S22 Ultra right now, but at the same time, I look at this camera right here and I'm like, really? That's it? That's all y'all could do? I know it's an iPhone 13 and it's a 13 Pro and all that. They got like the further zoom and all that, but at the same time, I'm looking at this and I'm like, nah, bro, this ain't it. I feel like my biggest issue with this is I don't even got 2x zoom, which can be solved by getting an iPhone 13 Pro, I guess, which however you want to feel about that. But I mean, that's the truth. But even the quality, it ain't gonna be something like my S22 or even my Z Fold 3, you feel me? Like, that's just me. The quality decent, but it just really ain't all that, you know what I'm saying? Now, social media, like if you're gonna be using Snap and all that, like, oh yeah, that's an iPhone thing for sure. Like, obviously, that's why everybody get an iPhone, because they be looking at that on the Androids and they be like, oh, that Android quality camera just garbage. But that's because they using Snap and Instagram and all that. They ain't using the actual like camera that come with the phone. That or they using some $100 Android from like 2015 or something like that. Now that's the back camera. I feel like the front camera is actually better than my S22. Like iPhone just got that down. Anyway, did this thing slow down yet? And yeah, I mean, it kind of did. Maybe it's my iPhone, because I don't know, I've been having these weird glitches of mine. So like, it could just be like my iPhone's defective and I'm about to go to T-Mobile and probably get mine exchanged or something like that, because I got the insurance up on there. But yeah, like I'm be noticing like this should be some weird lags and freezes up on here, like a lot, like just way too much, like more than I should expect for a phone that came out like a year ago. Like there's no way in hell that this $700 iPhone with this Apple chip that they be toting and all that should be acting like a blue phone already. Now most days when I'm just using it, just scrolling through it, I mean, they act fine and all that, but at the same time, it's just like a lot of just scenarios. So I'm just be using this thing and it just freezes up for whatever reason. I don't know if it's an iOS thing or what. It's updated all the way. I ain't got no beta on here, nothing like that, so I ain't got no explanation for y'all. Plus, like, I don't know. Tell me if you got this issue too, but if you got the Honda, tell me, like, do you have this issue where it don't got nothing to do with speed or nothing like that? But when I'm listening to music, and it only happens in a Honda, but I'll be listening to music and then for whatever reason, they'll just go to the navigation or the Siri volume or whatever. So like the volume lowers because the Siri volume only go up to 12 and then they'll just go back to normal and just keep going back and forth. Like, I don't know what's up with this. And then I'll just have weird app crashes and just stuff like that. Like, I don't know what's up with this iPhone, bro. This thing be tripping. So that's only a CarPlay. This ain't just when I'm just using Bluetooth. So that's cool and all, but the battery, how that looking like? So I know y'all gonna ask, so I'm gonna go to battery health and charging, and the maximum capacity I got is 90%, and the lights is flashing right now. I guess my mailbox is just open. So the battery, I ain't gonna lie, it definitely do not get me through the whole day. Like if I was just charging it and I was using it from 8 p.m. to like, I don't know, 10 p.m. or something like that, it ain't gonna last that long. So I mean, at the same time, I'm staying in the car most of the time, so it's gonna stay charged because I'm using CarPlay. But at the same time, like, it's just not gonna last me throughout the whole day. It'll last me throughout most of the day, but it ain't gonna last me throughout the whole day, especially with that battery capacity right there. Like, I don't even think it did like right from the jump when I got my phone. It's cool that we got the MagSafe and all that, I guess, but at the same time, like, it just ain't finna get there. And I'm not even using my phone like crazy. I'm just on iMessage, I'm using Spotify, like I'm doing normal things, scrolling through Facebook, you feel me? And now we're at the bar for the likes and dislikes about my iPhone, and folks, ooh-wee, I gotta tell y'all, this motherfucker finna be juicy. We're gonna start with the beef that I got with it. And the first one is just gonna be mine again, but at the same time, this thing's glitchier than the muff. I don't know what it is. Why is it freezing and crashing and doing all this stuff? Like, I'm gonna exchange it, but at the same time, like, I feel like it just could be an iPhone thing. Cause I had an iPhone XS and it wasn't to this extent, but that was glitchy too. Like, I feel like that's just an iOS thing. That's why when I zoom into things, cause I do that a lot, especially when I'm driving and I see like a license plate or something like that I want to take a picture of, I can't really do that cause like it just don't look that good. So I have to keep my Android on me. I gotta keep a Galaxy or a Pixel or something like that on me. Another thing I like about it is no Wi-Fi 6E. So we only got Wi-Fi 6 up on here, which I mean, at least I got that, but at the same time, it don't got Wi-Fi 6E, which I feel like it should have been had. Now, you know what's crazy is that even iPhone 14 don't got Wi-Fi 6E, so that's just way. And basically what Wi-Fi 6E is, it's just gonna give me the full speeds that I'm paying for on Wi-Fi here in the crib. And another thing I like, and it's gonna kind of sound weird and a little petty, but the flash up on here. The flash just ain't bright enough to me. Like, look at this on my Z Fold 3. I feel like this is way better than the iPhone 13. And I got other dislikes, but it just really ain't that important enough to put in the video, so. But I wanna go and talk about some of the things that I do like, and the first thing I like is, when it works well, the speed. See, yeah, the Apple A chip, whatever it is, I don't even remember what it is. I really don't care either. But the Apple A chip up in here definitely decent. Like, when it actually does work fine, it ain't freezing or something like that, like, it actually does work pretty fast. Like how I open up Safari, the phone, Facebook, whatever it is, and it'll just work like just snappy, just no issues. And plus I do DoorDash sometimes, so when I'm doing DoorDash, I want it to work fast, right? And it's actually working pretty fast, so it's good for me. Another thing I like is, you might be surprised by this, but the screen. So I'm not one of them people that's like, oh, well, technically it doesn't match the capacity of 511 ppi on the screen. I really don't care. The screen looked good enough to me, and when I'm watching YouTube videos, it looked decent. Now, I'm still gonna be using my Fold or something like that because I got a way bigger screen, and I guess the screen just looked better overall, but at the same time, like, this ain't gonna be lacking. You got the notch, but I said this about the original Fold too. The notch, like, you just kind of get used to it, and it just kind of blends away when you're looking at the phone. The notch could go away. The same thing with the dynamic island, but at the same time, like, it ain't that big of a deal. Another thing I love about this is MagSafe. MagSafe is so good down here, bro. Like, let me tell you, like, I use this thing all the time. I got like a Nomad charger or something like that upstairs in my room. I use that thing all the time, every single day. MagSafe is one of the best things Apple ever came out with. And I swear to God, like, that's just changing it for me. Like, I feel like all Android phones should have it at this time, well, at least the cases. But yeah, Apple did something with MagSafe, bro. It's decent. The charger may not be that fast, but at least MagSafe just makes up for it. And I'm the dude that wireless charges all his phones anyway, so this is cool for me. Another thing I like about it is the consistency of this. Another thing I like about it is the consistency of this. Another thing I like about it is the consistency of the cellular. My God, that took like 79 times to try to say this. But yeah, I never really had no issues with the cellular up on here. I use T-Mobile and they ain't gave me no issues with this. So the calling, the data and all that, that's been pretty reliable. So that's cool. I appreciate that. Plus you got Wi-Fi calling, so if you don't got service, you can just use your Wi-Fi and that's cool. And another thing I like about it is the longevity and the updates that you're gonna get up on here, which I guess that's just an Apple thing in general, you feel me? But Apple might be shit when it comes to like replacing the battery or something like that. But at the same time, when you look at things like that with the software updates, that's cool. Apple's low-key doing it best with the whole updates thing. You know what I'm saying? Like Samsung might be doing it cool too, but at the same time, like Apple has iOS, they own the iOS, so it's easy for them. But with that being said, overall, can I recommend the iPhone 13 in 2023? Can it get the Jennings stamp of approval? And I gotta say, like, hell yeah, this shit decent for sure. So Apple got this thing of making phones for almost everybody, maybe everybody, I don't know. And Samsung do too, don't get me wrong. But at the same time, like Apple really do got it locked down with this iPhone 13. I wouldn't say it's the best phone out there, but at the same time, like I feel like it is a pretty solid phone for sure. I would say some of the best phones out there, something like a Pixel 7a or probably even the Galaxy S23, Pixel 7 Pro or something like that. But if iPhone's your thing and you can find this for a decent enough price, then don't sleep on this. So why am I still using this? And why was I talking about the whole car thing and all that? So the car I drive only got Apple CarPlay, and I basically need Apple CarPlay at this point. I just realized, or some kind of thing like Android Auto or whatever. So I drive a Honda, but that's not what I mostly drive. What I mostly drive only got Apple CarPlay, and I could try with this whole wireless CarPlay / Android Auto thing and all that. But at the end of the day, I need something. Bluetooth alone just ain't gonna do it for me, and I need CarPlay, so that's why I'm using this. And I drive a lot, so whatever car I'm driving a lot, it's gonna influence what phone I'm using if it only got Android Auto or only got CarPlay or whatever. If the car had Android Auto, then I'll just be using my Galaxy like I was before. But at the same time, having iMessage and FaceTime, even though I don't FaceTime nobody, it's cool too. But I got an iMac and I use AirMessage, so I can't just do iMessages on my Galaxy, so it ain't an issue for me. Plus at the end of the day, I don't even need AirMessage. I can just use SMS, or I know people that use RCS, so I mean, that's cool too. But I appreciate y'all for coming through, man. Hopefully I enjoyed this, man. I'm gonna go and do some more videos and get up out of here. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, go and get this video a like. And if you really liked it, go subscribe. Go follow me on my social media at Eccentric on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook, but Instagram and Twitter is the most active. And let me know what y'all want to see. I'm going through all my notes right now, trying to see all the videos I should do right now. But I'm up out of here. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.